Yo, what's going on, YouTube? Brave new world out there. And looks like we got a little new camera set up here. So hopefully you guys are going to dig the new camera and the new footage. I am your fat friend, the worst collector ever, Joe Lamantia. And this is Worst Collection Wednesdays, only on TFTV, where the caps are. Tonight's going to be a little bit action-packed. We got a few different things that we're going to go through. I think it'll be fun. What's going on, Jefferson? What's going on, Big Rob? JB, hello. A lot of people tuning in tonight, and for good measure. It's hump day, and if you're up late and you're not getting any action, you might as well spend it with your boy. So I'm glad to see a bunch of guys tuning in. You guys are always part of my family. I always welcome the company, and we're gonna just get right into it. So hopefully you guys enjoy tonight's show. I'm just kind of doing a little bit of setting up real quick. Hey, what's going on, Marin? One of our ultimate hat collection finalists, Marin Ludwig, one of, I believe, 8 that will be representing for the title of Ultimate Hat Collector 2018. So somebody will be taking home that new shiny title, and that will be an interesting call. I know that there's about five team fitted guys and girls. I say guys, I'm a Midwesterner. Guys means everybody. So 5 of us from Team Fitted that will be representing for the title out of the 8. So I do like our chances to bring it back to the team. But this is for everybody, so I'm excited to just see how it all goes down. And what's going on, Manuel? Big Rob, yeah, if I'm your action for the night, you are losing. But I'm with you anyway, brother, and I will enjoy just no nipple play. Okay, so first things first, we're going to get into some worst advice ever. So first, let me just pull up the question. We did get a new question this week, and it was from somebody who wanted to remain anonymous, and for good measure. This is Team Fitted TV, and this question is a little bit suspect, so we're going to ask this one. What's going on, HughTex99? Pancake, what's going on, brother? Good to see you guys tuned in. Marin, yeah, that segment is coming up. I did tease that in Team Fitted, but we haven't gotten there yet. But yeah, so the question for worst advice ever this week says, Dear Joe and Worst Collection Wednesdays, New Era has dropped a lot of amazing hats lately, but they're only in snapbacks. Am I a traitor for buying a snapback if there's no fitted version available? What do I do? Well, let me tell you, if you're looking for the worst advice ever, I'm going to give it to you. So my advice would be buy that snapback, okay? You know, if it's fresh and you like it, buy that snapback. Then take the biggest scissors or knife that you can find and go to one of your old fitteds and cut the back off of the old fitted, right? Then what I want you to do is cut the snap off of the new hat that you want. Then find the shiniest, most wretched duct tape that you can find and just use as much as possible to just tape that bitch around and just wrap it around like a good 50 times. That'll hold the back on. And then no longer is it a snapback. It is fitted for you. So just put that bitch on your head. You can go like around the chin even if you want. Go around the top. But yeah, try to use the whole roll of the silver duct tape, because that's really what's going to set you apart from the next guy on the street. And that way you can rock that fresh snapback that you want so badly. So that will actually get you major points with the ladies and or fellas if you're so inclined. But yeah, that will definitely do you. So if that's the way you want to go and you're looking at that new snapback, I say go for it. Okay, so real advice here. So I always try to give the real advice. My advice would be snapbacks are not as terrible as one may seem. I know that for us older people, me and some of the other guys that had grown up in an era where the snapbacks were really poor quality, they really dug into the back of your dome, and you constantly have to readjust. And it was a painful experience. It wasn't just it just didn't look bad, but it was painful to wear. They've kind of righted that problem. I don't think that they're as uncomfortable as they once were, but I still prefer, I think, as most of us do, a fitted. And for good reason. I think a fitted cap is more geared towards your head, and I think they're shaped better. I like the bills on them. I think it's better for that reason, and that way you can really do so. Now here, I'll give you some more tips. If you really want a snapback and you don't want the snapback part of it, there are places like Bespoke that can swap out. They swap out bills. They swap out snapbacks. You can pull that off, and that is an option. Now, it's a costly option. I'm not going to act like it doesn't cost a ton of money, but it is an option that you could go if like there was a snapback that you really wanted as a fitted and just couldn't bear to have as a snapback. There are options out there. I believe there's Bespoke in California, and I believe there's a few others. So if anybody knows of some other shops that do that, or customizers that change snapbacks or strapbacks over to fitted outside of Bespoke, I'm more than welcome to shout them out. I am going to go to the comment section because we're blowing up. So let's see. Jefferson says that he thinks snapbacks are great and they fit nice and cozy. Yeah, I've got some friends that really like snapbacks, really like the low pro, like adjustable or strapback type style. Not really my thing. I like a high crown. I got a big head and I'm kind of chubby, so I got the hot dog neck roll that goes on. And so for me, there's nothing that beats a fitted. I can't even front like there's anything that compares to one. And for me, it's New Era. I really like Grassroots as well. They're a pretty solid company. Mitchell & Ness is kind of hit or miss. But for me, it's New Era most 99% of the time. JB says, cut the logo off the front of your snapback and then pick out a fitted with a similar colorway, add some Velcro, boom, interchangeable logos. That is a great idea. I believe that Team Fitted's very own Mikey Myers is king of the team switch. So I know that Deuce of Team Fitted, Josh Dusterhouse, who's incidentally another Ultimate Hat Collection finalist. Shout out to Deuce. He made a video for Team Fitted Fools. If you don't know what Team Fitted Fools is, you're missing out. You'll see in April. I'm not gonna open that can of worms tonight. But if you know, you know. And he did the Mikey Myers video with the interchangeable logos. I thought it was hilarious. That actually is a good idea. JB is actually bringing out decent knowledge. Like, that is something that you could possibly get away with. I don't think it would look great, but you could probably get away with it if you sewed around the edges a little bit and made it look nice. You could probably do that. Let's see. What's up, George? JB also said, don't forget to wear your snappy backwards for that awesome plastic shape. Yes. Don't even get me started on the plastic marks on the forehead. There's no worse look than a backwards snapback. You outside of maybe like the derby style, fedora style type shit, you're gonna look like a goober if you wear a snapback backwards, unless you're like out in the yard mowing, and even then, you're chancing it with that sunburn. We've all seen it, the crescent, the half moon on the forehead or on the back. That sucks, and I would be afraid. Big B Hatman, what's going on? Marin talking about the snapback tan. Yeah, that's terrible. Big Rob says, just put the 5950 sticker on the visor and no one will ever know. Yeah, I don't know if you could get away with that, but it's worth a shot. If no one knows about the bill style difference, for us that are really into fitteds, I think we would know right away. Whether there's a sticker on the bill or not, I think those of us who stare at caps enough, we can tell right by the bill shape and usually the crown. We know right away, and I know you do too, Rob. I'm just giving you shit. Let's see, what do we got? Oh, Sky checked in. What's up, brother? Sky is the homie. He's a local cat, also a Team Fitted member, and a really good friend. Sky and I hang out here and there. He's got more of a family, and I don't. So we do it when we can. But shout out to Sky. Thanks for checking in tonight. It's good to see you. Brett Swartz says he wore a backward snapback all summer. I am revoking your privileges on TFTV immediately. Like, you better change your password, get a new account going, something. Maybe Sret Bortz or something. I don't know, but you're gonna have to do something because it's gonna be trouble. But yeah, so we're gonna kind of get into our next segment. I don't have a whole lot of new stuff this week, but I did have this new cap I got from Dick's, and I'll just say it. I'm thankful that this one came. It's the Trenton Pork Rolls cap. I'm glad it came in a box because everybody who's been getting these caps lately there's been a lot of bag shippings and stuff like that. Really, really bad problems. We've got quite a bit of an issue. It's made in the USA with the imported materials. I like this cap a lot. The only real problem is it's real snug. Oh, cap of the day today, Miami Dolphins alternate color. I'm rocking the Finkel t-shirt. Finkel is Einhorn. Einhorn is Finkel. You either get it or you don't. Maybe you guys are too young, but I think the majority of our people on here probably get the reference. But yeah, see, like this one, it gets on my head and it's a little snug. I'm going to have to wear this one in a little bit, maybe bend the curve. And I think a haircut will help too. As you can see, the luscious Ric Flair style locks are starting to get out of control. So that's something. But yeah, I really like this cap. I'm thankful they sent it in a box. They actually sent it in a box that was, I think, 16 by 9. So it was a huge, like, sneaker style box. And but I'm just glad it came and it wasn't crushed to shit. Back minor league logo, if you guys haven't seen that. Yeah, laces out. I'm glad some people do know. Brett Swartz is the Musa child. So made in the USA. And as far as I know, everything that I've gotten from Dick's, so if you guys didn't watch my show a couple weeks ago, Dick's has been having a sale that they basically been discounting their discounts. So they mark a cap down and then they take 25% off. That one was $12 shipped. So you really can't beat it with a stick. So I picked up a couple of those. I've been trying to be good and not spend as much money because I've got school and I've got other things that I had to really invest in. But I think that it's something that if you haven't looked, I know sizes are scarce, but it's worth looking. But yeah, that's Dick's Sporting Goods. I didn't even know they really sold fitteds like that until a couple months ago, and somebody kind of blew up the spot. And shout out to them because I don't remember who it was, but yeah. So I got those, and then another pickup I got in the past week or two that I'm going to kind of lead into my next segment is the New Balance New Era 574. So this was a shoe. It got released last year. I want to say it was last fall, maybe October, November-ish. As you can see, it's got the New Era. I always want to call them lace locks, but they're not. I know that there's a term for it. I just can't remember. Really clean shoe. I picked this up off of eBay, of all places, for $60. And it actually got shipped from a shop, and I was real worried. I was worried that these were fake when I first got them. Just I don't have enough New Balances to kind of reference. Everything, all the research that I did says that these are legit. If someone can tell me for sure that they're not, I will pull them from rotation. But I did my research. They came from an authorized seller that's on the New Era New Balance website. They were $60. I believe they marked them back up because people were buying them like hotcakes. And I know a couple of Team Fitted members got a couple different pairs. They got 2-3 of them in their size. It's all wool and leather upper, gum sole. But it's really nice. The only thing I really don't like about this sneaker is what I don't like about any sneaker that has this sock liner type shit. I hate that. I know it's supposed to like keep your foot more stable and whatever, but not a fan. Like, just not really my thing. But yeah, so I bought this, and this is going to lead into my next segment, which tonight we're going to talk about sneaker matching. So I know that there's a lot of guys and girls that are really big into sneakers. And yeah, Marin is checking in, and she's saying that they missed it and they raised the price back up. I think they're, what, 89? Don't quote me on that, but I believe they're 89 now. But the person who's selling them on eBay is authorized through New Balance on their site. I think it's like Joe's New Balance outlet or something like that. I did a ton of research on this. Like, I got photos from multiple buyers that bought them through different retailers, cross-referenced the fuck out of them. And as far as I know, these are legit. So until someone proves me wrong, I'm going to go ahead and say that these were a good buy at $60. They come with this matching snapback or strapback. I'm sorry. I will show it, even though that this show is not meant for strapbacks. It's whatever. The way I looked at it was I bought the shoes and the strapback came for free. So the strapback is real basic. It matches the kicks well. Very just, New Era logo on one side, New Balance logo on the other. The 574 on the back. I don't know if you can see that, but this hideous monstrosity of what is this? Like, who ever thought that putting a piece of leather on the back of their hat would be a fucking ingenious thing? I do like the inner liner though. It's the same as the box. It's got like all the old school New Era logos. And really, I'll bust out the box because the box, to me, the box is the sleeper. And anytime I get a pair of sneakers that comes in one of these double drawered boxes, I don't know if you guys can see it, all the different logos from there, the New Balance on the back. But yeah, really, I mean, these boxes themselves are worth $20 to $30 they sold me when I saw that. I really liked it. And I've got a couple of those, the Old Love, New Loves that came in, a lot of the CDPs. If anybody remembers the old Jordan countdown packs, those were pretty great. Yeah, Marin, that box is nice, is definitely what she said. Manuel's saying that he got his and the back strap of it ripped. Are you talking about the sneakers, or are you talking about the cap? Because if it's the cap, who gives a fuck? I'm going to just be flat out honest. Like, I don't give a shit about the hat. Like, the hat was like basically a bonus. And who gives a shit? If the back of the sneakers ripped, the only thing I can think of is that you were trying to really muscle it on from the back and maybe it tore, or it was just fucked up. And it happens. I know I had a pair of, God, I don't remember what sneaker they were now. But they had like a plastic clip on them that was like held the Velcro over. And the first time I put them on, like, I was still in the store, thank God. But like, I wrenched them over and cracked that plastic thing right off. And the salesperson kind of looked at me, and I looked at him, and I was like, "You got another pair?" And he was like, "Yeah." And I ended up not having to purchase them, which was super cool. But when you spend a shit ton on sneakers, sometimes they'll look the other way for you when you fuck something up. which was super nice. But like, so I brought these out. This was something that was new. I got today, but like, if this is like more your style, if like a lot of New Balances are real low key sneakers, they're very very clean. Manuel, yeah, the sneakers ripped on the back, man. That's tough. You could maybe take it to like somebody who does stitching. They may be able to like reattach it, because it looks like, I don't know if you guys can see the stitching on the back. The logo's here. I also, something I really like, and I don't know if you guys can even see it, but like there's like a leather on the insole. And the insole again has all the New Era branding, but like there's a leather. Yeah, I can't really get it. The New Era logo on like a leather patch, which is nice. But on the back of these, you may, and I don't quote me, Manuel, but I would take it to some like a tailor or something and see if they can just stitch it back and try to fix it up for you. When trying to put on a sneaker like this, I will be perfectly frank. These sock liners, especially if you've got wide feet or you've got a bigger size, they're difficult to get on. So I have trouble with the sock liner. I usually use a shoehorn, like the old school shoehorn. And that's, yeah, Big B is saying the same thing, shoehorn. That's the way to go if you got shoes with the sock liner, because that's the only way you're going to get away with it. But I brought out, if this is your style, right? Like I'm going to go over different styles tonight, and different types of sneakers, different types of stuff. So if this is more your speed, if you're more of a New Balance person and this is more what you like, I would advise going with something real low key. White socks, something black with white. I'm a White Sox fan, right? That's my squad, so I like that. And I brought this one out. It's a high crown. I don't know if white sweatband and everything. Like, it was just the first one I pulled off the shelf. But I just kind of wanted to give a matchup. Keep something like that. Or you can wear this with something a little bit more flashy. Now, if flash is your style, I am going to bring out a few different types of things to show you how my advice on matching up like a flashy pair of sneakers. So we kind of looked at those. The next sneaker pair I wanted to pull out, I pulled out more for the hat. So this was something I teased last week. Some of you guys have seen it. Pancake is saying take the rip shoe to a tailor. There's a sneaker repair in Philly. They've got one, and I believe that a lot of tailors will be able to do it. And it busted off from the inside. That's actually even better. If it ripped on the inside, no one's going to really go there. Let's see. I'm going to just try to catch up with some of the comments I didn't catch. Brett Swartz is talking about they make goddamn baseball cleats with the sock liners. Yeah, I couldn't imagine. That. Usually, and I won't do it with these because I think when I rock these New Balances, it'll probably be wintertime. So I'm going to have to wear socks. But in most cases, if I have the shoe liner, I don't even rock socks with them. I just wear them straight up, and either that or like get the thinnest pairs of socks I can get because my feet barely fit in that shit. But the next shoe I'm going to bust out is near and dear to my heart. Not necessarily this colorway, but the model. I am a Nike SB guy by heart. This was the sneaker, the Nike SB Dunk Low was the sneaker that like made me fall in love with Nike. Super bulky. It's got the big fat tongue. These were a black box release. They were, I believe these were the Tokyo Taxis. They were definitely part of the Cab series. But I busted these out for something that I teased last week, and I wanted to give it a good whirl here and give it its due. The Worst Collection Wednesdays ball cap. These are available if you want to contact me or contact Leon Chen, who's one of the guys. He's the guy who created the cap. Very clean logo. We're selling these It's got the side team fitted TV, where the caps are logo, and the trash can on the back. These will be available for a little while longer before version 2 comes out. We're working on a second version. If you've got this one, thank you. I can't say it enough. Thank you for anybody who's just tuning in is a tremendous support. But if you're going out and you're buying the cap, it really shows the commitment that you have to the show, and I thank you for that. Really, and I'm being sincere as I can be. I really appreciate that shit. But this was actually a really nice gesture that Leon came to me with, a good idea, and I just kind of helped add some details to it, and we kind of collaborated on it, and this is what we cooked up. The trash can in the back, if you guys don't know, the Oscar the Grouch joke, most of you guys probably see it on the logo. You guys probably know the deal, but it's kind of the mascot for the Worst Collection. So shout out to Leon, and if you're looking to buy one of these, just get in touch with one of us, and we'll make it happen for you. But yeah, so I wanted to touch on those sneakers. It matches nice with, I'll show the two together so that you can kind of see the pairing. And like, when I'm trying to match stuff, I'm trying to just color code, but not in every case. So like in this case, it works well, and you can get away with this. This is all day. You know, if you're matching colors on colors and they match this close, you're probably good. But let's say you've got a sneaker that's like these. So like these were the Adidas ZX Flux. These were a super popular model a couple years ago. I want to say, let's see, can I see when they were made? 2014. So these probably dropped either late 2014 or early 2015. But yeah, so as you can see, there's a lot of going on with this sneaker. So some people, and like I said, I'm going to try to hit all fields tonight. I'm not going to go super long, but I know I've already been on for about a half hour, and I'm going to try to keep the show under 50 minutes. So Adidas, if you're rocking something like this that's super wild, now here's my advice. Like, you've got this sneaker, right? And you might think, okay, I've got a wild sneaker, I've got a color match this, right? So you might come up with something that looks like this, right? And you got like the prism, you've got the pink, and you got the purple in there. You got a lot of the same colors. But I will say this, if you're rocking something this wild, try to go a little bit more basic. Let the sneakers be the same way that, like, if you're wearing a wild hat, like if you're wearing something that's super crazy, you might want to, you should only have one real like crazy piece on at a time, unless they all match to a T. But I'll be honest, I do not like buying stuff like you go to the sneaker store or you go to wherever and they've got the hat that matches the shirt that matches the shoes that matches the, and then everything was made to go together. I kind of like to piece the shit together myself. I think that kind of adds your own flavor to it and makes it so that like you're telling your own story with it. It's not just like prefabricated, like, here you go, here's a shoe that goes with everything that you're buying. So I would advise that make use of what you've got, and don't be afraid to buy something and put it away for later. Some of us don't have that ability, but a lot of us do. So if you, like I said, this to me, it works, but I'm not crazy about it. I don't even like this one, but I brought it out because the colors are pretty close. I don't even like this, right? I still think that there's too much going on here. So what I would do, like for me, and this is just my opinion, I would just go with something basic. Like this is just a pink, and it can really be any of these colors. It doesn't have to be pink, but like I just like the pink with it. It's just a pink Bulls cap. It's real basic, and you're not gonna like make anybody go fucking blind. I'm not afraid to do that. I'm not afraid to take chances sometimes, but I do find that if you're wearing a piece that's crazy like this. If you keep everything else basic and just let the eye draw to the sneakers, everything else kind of pops better with it. This is just my opinion, right? So you've got something like that. Now, I will say this: you don't necessarily always have to go with something that like matches every single color. As far as the sneakers go, this next one, it goes well with the sneakers, but I don't. I think that there's an accessory on here that I'm going to point out that kind of sets it off. So, Puma suedes, these dropped a while ago. I want to say 2016. Actually, it doesn't say. I don't know for sure when these dropped. I want to say it was 2016. But really, what sets it apart is the lace job. Like this was something that old school heads will definitely be able to recognize. Back in the day, you could take an older sneaker and just make it new by doing something fresh with your laces, whether you're getting colored laces that match it or you're doing something crazy like this type of lace job. This will set it off. And this is something that you can do really cheap. Like an extra set of laces is what, $2, $3, and you can make an older pair or something that doesn't really match that well. Now, like for me, I busted this out because I feel like this is a good match for it, right? So the blues match pretty well. You just go real hard, and you can find. Shout out to Threads for Heads. This was a Threads for Heads custom. I was meaning to talk about the caps a little bit more and get more in depth, but most of the ones that I've shown so far have been pretty relatively tame. They've either been from Lids or from a regular retailer. This was the first one that I've shown tonight, the Rocket Raccoon. This was a custom, Guardians of the Galaxy custom from Threads for Heads. Shout out to Steve Soto, who's Mr. Fitted Hat on IG. I don't know if that's still his IG. I believe it is. He might be like Mr. T for H now or something. T for H Customs. Shout out to Threads for Heads Customs. If you're still looking for this cap, I want to say it's long gone, but you never know. Give him a jingle. Super nice guy, and he'll work with you. Just tell him I sent you. But yeah, my point being is you can take a pair of sneakers and add this, and it just gives it a new level. Like it just takes it up one full notch with the laces. So I'm gonna before I get to the next sneaker, I've got one more pair, but I want to kind of get caught up on comments. So Jefferson says that he likes the White Sox cap with all the colors. So this was actually a release not too long ago, maybe 2 years ago, 3 years ago. They made these in multiple teams. So if you're not a White Sox fan, don't fret. These came in quite a bit of different teams. So you could probably find your squad. And they were on sale. Like they went pretty cheap just because people aren't going to really go crazy like with that type of colorway. Let's see. Marin asks if the butter yellow super colors were too much for that Dionic. No, I personally pulled that off well. Marin's talking about she matched a yellow superstar with an Adidas superstar, which is like a shell toe, with the Dionic Danny. I don't remember what the name of that one was. Shout out to Danny, Dionic Designs, always coming with fresh stuff from Hat Club. If you don't know, you need to know. So go over to Hat Club, take a look. I know he's got one major drop coming here in the next couple weeks, and it's big. It's super, super big. And I'm going to try to do an interview with him and get that up. Now that we're on YouTube, there's really no excuse. Maybe get him a little bit more traffic for his customs. Not that he needs it. Everything he releases is getting knocked out the frame and being purchased immediately. But no, Marin, my advice, you did a great job with that combo. Let's see. Jefferson, yeah, the Bulls. Chicago's my shit. So anything that outside of the Cubs, I'm not a Cubs fan, and no hate on the Cubs. They're not my team, so I don't really care about y'all. But I don't think I would wear a Cubs hat just because of where I'm from and past history with that. But No real hate on the Cubs. They're not my squad. I just don't look at them. Let's see. Major League Hats is saying, I'm making him cry tonight because he's having trouble finding a 13 super wide with the 4E, and he can't find fire style shoes. Yeah, I can totally relate. Having a wide shoe or something like that. If I'm giving you my advice, if you're looking for something and you have a foot like that where it's like a big size and a wide size, contact your local teams, like your NBA teams, stuff like that. A lot of times they can get you sneakers, and it's not a well-known fact, but make friends with shoot off an email. It doesn't hurt to ask. And I know that the Chicago Bulls, they sell all like the used gear, and it's lightly worn, and they sell it for dirt cheap at the games. Like you can get warm-up jerseys and all that stuff, but I know they're always selling sneakers. So that would be my advice if you're really looking for it. Some dope kicks. Contact like an NBA like stockroom employee, somebody that like does their team ordering and stuff. Because a lot of that stuff ends up sitting and they end up getting rid of it for cheap. So if you tell them like, look, I have this shoe size, I'm having trouble, can you help me out? That would be my advice. Hopefully it helps you, and if it does, let me know, because I would be interested in knowing. But okay, so my last pair of sneakers really need no introduction. They're the sneakers I always talk about when it comes to like my most rare pair. These kicks, I ended up having to win them. I believe that there's only 800 pairs in rotation, and I think 500 of them were given away. So these are the Paranorman Foamposites. So these were given away for the movie Paranorman. If you're a Nike person, you'll know Leica, the company that produced Paranorman, Box Trolls, Coraline. There's a couple of other movies, but they do like the stop style animation. They're actually owned by by Nike. Like the company that does the movies is owned by the same people who own Nike. So they put out a new pair. They put out a shoe for every movie, and most of the time you've got to win them or you got to do some crazy shit. The Coralines were a dunk, and they were all stitched. They had the buttons, like the button eyes from the movie. If you've ever seen the movie, the buttons up on the top. These were the Paranormans. There was also a Box Trolls. I want to say the Box Trolls was a Roshi run. But for these, you had to win them. And the details are crazy. So there's like the zombie Z's up there, the Paranorman. On the back, it says Weird Wind. Like I show both sneakers side by side. Weird Winds on the back with the Paranorman head. Tons of crazy details. These are fake. A ton of people have been selling these. If you didn't win a pair and you're not paying like $2-3 grand for a pair, I'm questioning whether they're authentic, because these were made. A ton of fakes were created after the fact. One way I will give a little tip: if you purchase these or you're looking to purchase them and you want to know if they're legit, let me try to pull this out real quick. I think this is the sneaker on this side. Yeah. So I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, but if you ever were thinking about buying these, and I don't know if anybody has the bank to purchase these, but I don't know, maybe you're a heavy hitter and you can throw away $2-3 grand on a pair of sneakers. But if you're looking at these, this is my advice, right? So this is the only sneaker I've ever seen that does this. There's actually printed on under the undersole, there's like a zombie guy. I don't know if you can see it, but like this is the only sneaker I've ever seen them print under the insole. So if you're looking to buy those, that would be my advice. Look for that, because I don't think anybody who's making fakes of these is going to go that far to replicate something that I don't think even a lot of people know about. But I got these. I ended up winning them from Nike. It was through Twitter. and you had to send in a picture of you doing something crazy or that's made you weird as a kid. And I sent in a photo, and I'll tell the story because it's pretty fucking it's weird, but I don't give a shit. So like when I was a kid, we didn't have a lot of money, and so especially when I was little, and so my parents would create little hot dog guys out of hot dogs, and they would like slice little arms in them and like make eyes and stuff. And I would play with them and then sometimes eat them, sometimes just like throw them away. But like they were cheap and whatever. So I fell asleep with one, and there was a real like if I wasn't 5, the picture would have been suspect. I'll just leave it at that. But yeah, it was a little weird. But it ended up winning me a pair of sneakers, so I really can't complain. But yeah, Foamposites. If you've never heard of the model, it's the Foamposite one. These were made famous by Penny Hardaway. These were, I believe, Penny Hardaway's first signature sneaker. But they came in royal blue, not neon flame. So anyway, I brought these out because this is one of my favorite pairs to like take photos with and match. I don't really wear them out of the house. I'll wear them to like sneaker events and shit, but even then I'm taking them and I'm not putting them on until I get there. So but like stuff like that, you can rock like this Mishka. This Mishka was a one of, I believe, 96. It was made for Twisted's Green Book. It was the second custom they made through Mishka. Now Twisted they've got like a Series 3 coming out with 4 new caps. If you're a fan of Twisted, they go check out their web store at Twisted Shop. Let them know I sent you. I'm good friends with the guys over there. They're super nice, and they will get you done. Although they've been advertising me a snapback, so I don't know. I keep calling them out on that, but they can advertise them whatever way they want. It's got the cool teeth bill, stuff like that, with the neon green, the white flag. Just real. This was like, Mishka's bread and butter for a long time was the Keep Watch logo. I busted that out. If it's not something, where's the? Oh, I put them right in front of me. That's why I can't find them. Blackhawks cross tomahawks. This is you can't go wrong. In my opinion, Blackhawks fan or not, this is like one of the dopest logos. This and the Blackhawk head logo. I love them both. And it's got the neon green NHL logo on the back, gray under, but goes pretty well with the sneakers, stuff like that, right? Or if you're like super, super crazy and you wanted to go like full 9, this is my last tip. And then we're going to leave the sneaker section and we're going to wrap it up. But you could rock something like this. If you guys haven't ever seen this cap, you're missing out. This is the zombie trapper cap. It's a Halloween exclusive from New Era a while back. What's going on, Colin? Colin's my longtime homie from down in Lexington, Kentucky. He just tuned in. What's going on, brother? But yeah, the zombie cap. This is something that you may like. Obviously, zombie hat, zombie shoes. This is actually something that if I'm crazy enough, I'll be buried in this in the Paranormans. Just so that if I come back to life as a zombie, I'm rocking a zombie trapper and a zombie fucking pair of sneakers. I just think it would be funny. I don't know if they're going to actually bury me in that or if they're just going to put me in a cardboard box and dump me on the side of the road. That's a total possibility as well. But yeah, like this cap, super crazy detailing. It's got the removable ear, which I thought was just a hilarious little detail but this was back when they really like went balls to the wall on Halloween. I haven't really seen a ton of Halloween caps that have been released in recent years, but this was one of my favorites. I really, really like this cap. So you could always rock this. Especially if you're rocking something like this. And that's my advice. Like if you're if you're theming, then you can theme with shit like this. So don't be afraid to rock stuff like this, or something that's crazy, like the Chewbacca dog ear, or some, there's stuff out there that you might be like, wow, I don't know if I can get away with it. Rock it. You'd be surprised at how much love you'll get. And don't buy shit to just sit on shelves. It's not. I understand if like you're waiting for the right time. I totally get that. But don't waste a ton of your money buying shit just to fucking sit and never do anything with. Try to use what you got, and you'd be surprised how much you can get away with. So that's just kind of my advice for tonight. I am a big sneakerhead. I have approximately, I would say, 300 some odd pairs of sneakers, about 800 caps. So obviously my options are pretty wide and varied, but that's just my advice. So that's kind of it for tonight. I kind of touched on everything. I did want to say before I wrapped up, I do have a request maybe from my viewers. So I've been kind of going over the music that I use for the beginning of the show, and I was kind of wondering if we have any people that are interested that want to throw their hat in the ring for a cool intro song or jingle, or however you want to look at it, that I can use at the beginning of the show or at the end of the show. I would totally enjoy that. My musical capabilities are more limited to DJing and stuff like that nowadays. I don't really rap or make music, but if you do and you think you could come up with a cool jingle or intro song, whatever you want to call it, go ahead and submit that to me at Chicago Joe. You can submit it to me on Instagram or Twitter. Probably the best way to get away with it. I said it before: CHICAGJOE. Drop the O, add the Joe, and there you go. So I wanted to ask that. Also, another thing I wanted to ask: I know that we can't bring guests on, at least not with live videos on YouTube, but I would like to at least extend my invitation to any of the Ultimate Hat Collector finalists, and I am willing to do a phone interview with you on the show within the next week or two. If you want to come on, talk a little bit about caps, about how you feel you're doing as far as like maybe what got you into caps. I'll do a small interview with you and try to get you a few more votes. If you're not interested, that's totally okay. I just thought I'd extend the invitation. So that's about it. But yeah, so if you're tuning in, we're going to have a cool little segment coming up. I don't want to blow the whole lid off, but we're going to try to do a little bit of a pick'em game with the Team Fitted hosts for the NFL season. That'll be fun. So there's cool stuff every night. We try to keep everything fresh, and there's new content all the time. So we thank you for tuning in. I thank you for tuning in to my show, especially. But if you hate my guts, and you're probably not watching right now, but you love JB or you love Brett Swartz or whatever, tune into those guys. Support your favorite hosts. Support the channel. Hit the like button. Hit the share button. Hit the fucking subscribe button, because every little bit helps. And if you've got something that you think that we can do better, or something that you'd like to add, or you'd like to see, just let us know. We're always pretty reachable. So go ahead and just reach out, and we'll do our best to get back in touch with you real quick. So, but yeah, there's shows every night, pretty much Sunday through Friday. And Saturday is kind of our day off to just kind of rehash things, although there might be a special this Saturday to kick off the NFL season. But yeah, tune in every night, only on Team Fitted TV, where the caps are. So again, thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Chaotic, thanks. Yeah, the new webcam seems to be a hit. I think that it's a little bit clearer. And but yeah, thanks for tuning in. So until next time, I'm the worst collector ever, Joe Lamantia. This is Worst Collection Wednesdays, only on the place that you can find us, Team Fitted TV, TFTV, where the caps are. Until next time, everybody, don't do anything I wouldn't do. And if you do, don't get caught. Thanks, guys. Have a good night, and I'll catch you guys next Wednesday.